I'm tired, we're tired, the whole goddamn world is tired. But fuck you, get back to work. There's bullshit that needs to be done because the bros hoarding all the shit gotta hoard the rest of this shit that we're all fighting in the streets over, which feels stupid because once there's nothing left for us to fight over, what do they think happens next? I know what they think will happen next because they're stupid idiots. They think they win. The end. Spike the ball, get the blowjob, win capitalism. It's exhausting just knowing this. It's exhausting thinking about what we're going to have to do when they win, what we're going to have to become in order to survive. I mean, we're well beyond the point of return, spiraling straight to the bottom, waiting for the apocalypse. No, scratch that, begging for the apocalypse to reset this bitch. But here's some news. Apocalypses don't happen all at once like in the movies. They happen slowly, over time. A small change, we get used to it. Another small change, we get used to it. The first trillionaire, outrage, denial, marching in the streets. Then we get used to it. Oh, now he's trying to fuck our face with his micro penis. Please stop, mister. Please, I don't want to contract your yeast infection. That $1 trillion can't buy you an actual penis. Oh, wait, no, I didn't mean it. Please don't cut my health. We get used to it, just like we're used to being tired. We're used to walking around shoulder to shoulder with one another, eyes glued to a glowing screen, flipping through the shittiest zero-effort slop content humans have ever created. All because it's there. All because we can't stand the thought of interacting with one another and maybe have to face reality of unifying, of actually working together to force the reset of this bitch. We're way too tired for any of that. The dumbass boomers will chime in with their dumbass complaints about us because they invented complaining. You just need to get some sleep so you can work harder. Well, guess what, mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, great-great-great-great-great-grandpa? That doesn't work anymore. It may not have ever worked. You just need a convenient justification for getting everything handed to you for your entire life while working hard to make sure no one in the future ever gets anything else handed to them ever. And this is coming from someone who's had a lot of advantage in this modern world. It's not enough. So I can only imagine how defeating it is for someone who isn't as good looking or smart or amazing as me. So yeah, I'm tired. We're all tired of dealing with the shit we got to deal with day in and day out. The empty threat of Gen AI taking our jobs away, coming from some of the stupidest people ever to walk the face of the earth who just happen to fall ass backwards into wealth, which, good. Bring it on. When is this shit going to happen? Take my fucking job already. Maybe then I can actually get some fucking rest and do work I care about. Then there's the billionaires on the verge of becoming trillionaires while working behind the scenes right in front of our faces to lock in their wealth so they and their heirs can literally become kings of the planet. All because they were born with a micro penis. Because they have to be, right? No one with a regular, normal penis becomes a Nazi and the richest man alive. Right? And dealing with the daily grind of it all, the monotonous, boring, pointless labor that makes all our Sundays a dreadful experience. That's when the tired returns. It follows you home on Friday, goes in the closet for a bit, then wanders back out to attach to your soul to serve as the anchor your job needs in order to bring you back through the doors on Monday morning. It's exhausting just thinking about it, just lamenting the precision of it all and how we do absolutely nothing about it. We let our fear of consequences rule our lives. Perhaps we are mostly just scared drones buzzing around, latching onto the nearest entity that promises us salvation from our aimless existences. Maybe we're addicted to the structure and absolute torment of it all. The suffering of toiling through a typical workday, hoping your boss doesn't catch you not giving a shit for 3 seconds about whatever stupid ass product you get paid to create. Or maybe we're too fucking tired and living in an optimal simulation of control. We're fed kick-ass products and kept isolated from one another, and we'll do whatever they tell us to do. So, okay, we're fucking tired. Now what? Do we blow this goddamn thing up and start over? Fuck no. That would be stupid because you think you're tired now. Just imagine trying to survive an apocalyptic hellscape, again, of our own creation, where you're literally fighting for your life every single day against scattered factions whose only food source is your left and right ass cheeks. Do we just grow the fuck up and take it like adults? That certainly is the current state of affairs, isn't it? Just roll over and play dead until you're actually dead, or until someone is born within the matrix that is the one who will lead the charge. This is the most likely outcome. Just submit to the machine, nodding along to something along the lines of, at least we're not in North Korea where they're cutting everyone's heads off today. We adopt the mantra, life involves suffering. So shut your goddamn mouth and suffer so the handful can do the opposite of suffer, so they can profit and thrive off our misery. Or do we get our shit together and start taking baby steps in the spaces where we actually have a couple of molecules of energy to put towards a potentially, but probably not, better future for ourselves? Yes, I know. I get it. This sounds like shitty self-help farty noises that literally fill up half of bookstore shelves these days, which, By the way, should be a giant red flag indicating something is severely fucked up with our way of life. If half of the physical bookstore is stuffed full of different variations of brainwashing yourself into being okay with how we're living so you can get along with the machine, then perhaps that's all the proof we need to start implementing my first solution I was screaming about 2 paragraphs ago. But seriously, what if we actually took baby steps to make things better for ourselves without, killing ourselves faster in the process? What if you were able to make a living someday doing work that isn't wrapped in layers of horrifying job? What if you could strip away all the shitty things that jobs foist upon us, like endless pointless meetings, bosses with fart breath yelling about mission statements, bosses forcing you to work late hours because they refuse to hire help because they think, oh, AI is going to do that very soon. Coworkers who gossip behind your back, executives who ramble on about collaboration and stupidly believe that's how shit actually gets done, and all the other tiny little things that add up over the course of a week that make you want to find the highest bridge in your city and at least contemplate swan diving into 2 feet of water. Is it even possible that you could make such a transition to a slightly better way of life, at least one of your choosing, instead of spending the rest of your short days grinding for a corporation that considers you a line in a spreadsheet playing the game of being able to turn massive profits you'll never see with as few lines in the spreadsheet as possible? I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's not possible. But people are doing it right now, so it is possible. But for you, who fucking knows? But isn't it better to try and find out than surrendering to the machine that will, and I cannot stress this enough, they will slit your throat and leave you in the cold to starve if it puts 1 more cent in the shareholders' pocket? Because I have a hypothesis, and it's this. People, real-life human beings walking around in the physical space would rather buy and consume things from other humans than from monolithic entities known as corporations. But most of us can't because everything is a giant corporation, so we have no choice. But people, the humans, are desperate to live in a society where their neighbors actually give a shit if they're sprawled out on the sidewalk after tripping over a rabid squirrel that's rapidly trying to eat their goddamn face off. What if you lived in a world like that? You think you'd still be tired? If you think that's worth the effort, worth the doing, then the only thing left to do is see how many molecules of energy you have left. I almost pooped my pants in that one part. That part where I was almost out of breath. I was pushing. Yeah. It was pushing from the butt. It was like pushing up, like coming up from the butt. And almost launched. Almost launched. Have a great week, America. See you next time.